Hello Cancer and welcome to my channel, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is a work reading for Cancer from the 15th to the 28th of October 2018. Please don't forget to watch your moon and rising sign for a more complete picture. If you want a personal reading, I put my details in the description box. So please send me an email or contact me via my website. I've also put the decks that I'm using in the description box, as well as links to Amazon and eBay if you want to buy these decks. And don't forget to watch my deck walkthrough series. You might find that interesting. And like, share, and subscribe, and leave me some comments if these messages resonate with you. So I'm starting off with a general energy read, and then I will do a general tarot read after that. So you've got some recognition, awards, and achievement. So you are achieving all your goals that you wanted to, and some recognition is coming in for that. And don't be swayed by other people's opinions. It's important that you follow your own dreams and your own goals. You've got a lot of unnecessary worry and anxiety as well going on with you. So in the past, you've had to consider all possible options in order for you to change, to transform, to move away from things. And a lot of new insights and clarity came in for you as well. So going into the future, you've got to express your creativity, poor time management, so stop procrastinating. And if you have something in your mind that you want to do, you need to actually manage your time well and stop procrastinating, get on with it and do it. And it's something that's going to mean that you can express your creativity, because you are quite a creative sign. Cancer is very, very good at the arts and things like that. So make sure that you're expressing that in your daily work as well. So I'm just going to do the general tarot read. I have shuffled this deck. Excuse me. So the main card is the Wheel. So a new change coming in for you, a big cycling of events over here. So you will be moving out of whatever situation you are into a new phase, a new cycle. You can see they've got the winter, and that's going into the spring. So you're probably going into this springtime of your life now, where you're changing focus. And you can see there are different females or women, from the child right up to the old woman. So you are now this is a natural change, this is a natural event where you are changing cycle. You have moved away from the old, and now you are going into a new phase, a new cycle. And with the 10, it's always the end of old, and it's always the beginning of new. So you're in this transition phase right now, where you are moving and big changes are coming, and things are starting to move. Where they were stuck, they will start moving, and you will start going towards that goal, that life purpose that you came for. This is where you're heading for right now. So you are moving out of the old cycle and into the new. And the Wheel of Fortune is generally a positive card. So it's something that is going to bring positive change, even though it's a big change that is coming through. So you are working pretty hard with the Knight of Wands, right? Knight of Pentacles over here. You can see this person's got these gardening gloves. Gardeners are very, very hands-on. You can see they're working very hard, these gnomes, organizing yourself, getting into the nitty-gritty of things, and you are producing some abundance as well. So whatever work you've done or doing is paying off, but you are still very focused, and you are still having to work pretty hard. It's slow moving work, and with the Knight of Pentacles, who is the gardener in the tarot deck, gardeners rely on cycles, and they have to wait for something to grow. And you've invested a lot of time and effort into some sort of project, and now you're waiting for it to produce the abundance which it will produce. So you've got the Nine of Wands over here, and that is showing that you had a lot of options, and you've been working through a lot of battles. You are very battle weary, worn with the Knight of Wands. It is generally a card of defense. It also shows that this final thing that you're doing is a final battle, in the sense that after that things will be smooth sailing. So you've got all these options available. You've had all these projects, and you're doing a very important project now that's going to take you out of it's going to be a big shift, that this new final project that you're doing brings you into something better. So you're working very hard at it, and you know that it is going to be something that is going to be the payoff. It's the big payoff that comes after it. Nines are close to tens, which is close to the ends of cycles. So all that hard work and grind that you've been doing, and you have had successes, and it's been very, very difficult. You've had to work really hard for these successes, but now you're entering a phase where you're going to have that abundance coming through for you. So whatever project you do now, you just have to hang in there and don't give up hope, and know that whatever comes of it is going to bring you benefits and rewards. So in the last year, you've been weighing a lot of your options, making decisions, and trying to find that balance as well in your life. Maybe been holding off on making the decisions because she's got her eyes closed and she's sitting over there, but she's thinking about what she wants to do. Maybe spending a lot of time by yourself trying to find a new pathway in your life as well. And you have been communicating in the last year with a lot of people. You've got the Emperor card over here. You've been extremely busy working to deadlines, a lot of communication going on, a lot of contact with people, working pretty hard, taking control, taking authority of your life, getting back in the driver's seat as well in the last 3 months. So what's in your mind is the Five of Wands. You are maybe involved in a situation at work that has got a lot of competition. Maybe whatever job you want to, there's to go for. If it's a new job that you want to go for, there's a lot of stiff competition there. But also, maybe you feel like people are not taking your views seriously. You're having to stand up and defend yourself. People are overseeing you and not listening to you really. You're having to fight for getting your message across or making your opinions heard, and a lot of people are ignoring what you've got to say, and you're having to fight and defend yourself. And you've got a lot of projects that you're working with a lot of deadlines, a lot of communication, a lot of work where you're it might involve computers or internet or something like that, because you've got the computer over here and these people working, and it also is involving involves working in a team, and there might be a lot of different opinions within that team that you're working in. So not a lot of support, and having to be really defensive about what you're doing. So both these cards, the Nine of Wands is also a card of defense. Usually in the usual tarot, you've got this person standing with all these wands in front of them, defending what they believe in. And here with this Five of Wands, you can see you're actually having to defend your viewpoint very vigorously. So you might be facing that kind of situation. Now going into the future, you've got the Magician card. So whatever you are trying to do is going to come into reality, because with the Magician you start manifesting, which means that if you had an idea, you can bring it out into reality, and that is the phase at which you are. So whatever you're thinking, make sure you're carefully thinking about it, because whatever you think starts manifesting, it starts becoming reality. And so don't think negative thoughts, because that will manifest negative things. So you need to think positively and have a positive plan, because every day that you think about, everything that you think about starts manifesting itself. So you've got the Six of Pentacles. You are, maybe you're giving out a lot of your time or effort. You're being very generous to people as well. This could also mean that you might be needing generosity, but in this particular case, it's showing that this woman's acquired things. You've got a lot of skills and talents that you have, and now maybe it's time to take on a role where you start teaching or mentoring or giving back into the world. And maybe that's what you want to do. You want to actually start training people up. You want to start putting out your ideas. You've got things that you want to say with all this expertise that you've accumulated, and you want to actually share that with the world. And there are people that need it. So you can see people standing in a queue here for it. So people will come for this expertise that you have to offer them. And a new cycle is beginning with you. You've got the Death card. You have moved away from the old completely. So maybe you even moved home, relocated, bought yourself a new place, and you have changed things completely. You have moved away from that old life completely. So it was a great transformation that happened, and you have moved away from it. So what's in your mind? You are still grieving over the past, and it also looks like you have made a move. You can see there's a moving van over here, and this woman's crying about it. But there's the keys to the new house over here, and here you are shutting down the new house, putting it up for sale, and moving on. You're packing the car. Here you've got the moving van. Here you've got the packing of the car. So you've had to make this change, and you are not very, very happy about it. You're still very, very miserable. You're still anxious about it. You're worried. Maybe you're worried about that. It's going to be the worst case scenario that could happen. But you are very upset about this move, upset about this change, but it looks like it was inevitable, because this death card is a major arcana card, and it shows change that has come in for you. So a big move that came in, a big transformation that came in. So going into the future, you've got the Eight of Chalices, the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Eight of Chalices here in this deck shows this woman, considering doing a lot of research, looking into the past, well, actually leaving with the Eight of Cups or Eight of Chalices is actually leaving an old situation behind and moving forward. But she's actually going through the old things, the things that were traditional, the things that she held dear to her, the things that she thought was stable in her life. And now she seems to have shut the book, shut the doors on that, and she looks like she's looking at it. So maybe you're sitting there and doing a little bit of a life review and looking at the things maybe you've lost or had to leave behind, and you're actually doing a little bit of a review over there with this Eight of Cups. So you've got the Three of Empress, that the three, which is the Empress card, and it seems like you are in a healing phase, and you are getting over whatever you went through. You are a very nurturing person as well, and you can see this person is putting a band-aid on this little boy's leg. So whatever you give to people causes them to get healed by it. You're also a very hard worker. You can see there's lots of tools, and whatever you've invested, so you're a person who builds things up from scratch. Maybe you're a person who starts things off in projects that give life. So you're taking on that role as the Empress, as being somebody who's nurturing, who causes growth, who causes healing. And in that way, that is how you are healed, and that is how you get your abundance. And you are giving back to people. So here you've got the Six of Pentacles, giving back to the world, and here you're taking the role of the Empress, where you're in this nurturing maternal role. This is the card that is ruled by Venus, and although it's not the card that rules Cancer, the Cancer displays a lot of those qualities as being the mother of the zodiac, and that is the role that you're taking on now. You're taking on that really maternal kind of role, maybe taking people under your wings. Whatever you're saying is causing a lot of healing, and you're working very hard at it. You are focused on it, and you're going to be working very hard at that. So all this that you've learned in your past, these are books that she's accumulated over the years, maybe all that information that you have, you're going to be giving it out to the world, and it's going to cause a big change, and it's going to cause you to be very happy, because this is the role that you want to take. And it looks like with the Ten of Pentacles, that old work cycle, that old phase that you went through is now coming to an end. Maybe you've achieved everything that you have wanted to achieve. You've been investing properly in the future, and you are now in a position where you are at a point where you have achieved material stability. But also, if you haven't, then this old phase that you went through, all this change is now coming to an end, and you are having to let go of that old phase, maybe changing jobs, because it is the Ten of Pentacles after all. Materialism, material wealth is what it rules. So reaching the end of that particular cycle and going to start something new. So maybe you're leaving up an old job, taking on something new, taking on a new role, and there will be people around you that are going to feel like their family in the work that you do. So whatever role that you're going to be taking on is going to be make you very, very happy, and it's going to be also a very nurturing kind of role. So maybe you're getting into some sort of teaching role, some sort of mentor role, where you're mentoring people, and in itself helps people grow, and brings in heralds in the new phase. So you're teaching the younger generation about things from the past, and maybe that work will involve you going back and doing a lot of research as well with this Eight of Cups. So moving into a really different phase, something that is more in keeping with what you've always wanted to do. Because with the Ace of Cups, it's always moving away to something that you you wanted to do, something that's very emotionally fulfilling. And with this Empress card, it seems like you're coming into your own as being that person who's nurturing, who's giving. And it's the end of an old cycle, an old work cycle, and moving into something new, something different. So with this Wheel of Fortune coming in, it looks like this big change is coming in, and you will be moving in a maybe a more spiritual direction, maybe something that is going to give you that emotional fulfillment that you've been looking for. And you are in a phase of manifestation, so be aware of that. And so be very positive when you think about things, and be very clear about what you want. It's important when you're in a manifestation phase to have a clear idea about what you want, because these things come into reality. So the first card is the Justice card. Take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. A fair and objective decision. So finding that balance back in your life again, and whatever situations you were been dealing with that seem very unfair, there's divine justice coming in. You've got the sword of truth coming in. So that information is coming, and things will be going in your favor. It says you will win in the end. And the second card is Balance. It says take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution, and take your time. There is no need to rush. So listen to what people have got to say. There are lots of messages that will be coming in for you and will help you find that balance, and will help you find that direction. And maybe people's input will actually steer you into the direction that you want to go in. So it's important to listen. And the last card is the King of Autumn, which says be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work with. So you are looking in, you are in a leadership position with this King of Autumn. You are compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted, and that is what they see when they see you. And make sure that you're being assertive and showing your self-confidence, and everything is going to go your way. It says everything is going to go your way. So you will win. If the situation has been unfair to you, you will win in the end. Make sure that you are finding a balance between your work life and your home life, your work and your relaxation. And make sure that you are being assertive and acting with confidence. You are giving everything back to people. Listen to people's opinions, because they might have things to say to you that you never considered before. And it looks like the old is ending with this Nine of Wands. This whatever phase you went through of hardship is now coming to an end. Even though you're working still very, very hard, it looks like you are going to be moving on in a very positive direction with this Wheel of Fortune card. So I hope that this reading has resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave me some comments if it has. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.